Welcome back to Black Bear News. Please remember to like the video and make sure that you are still subscribed. Welcome to the new subscribers. We have quite a few in the last couple of days. That's encouraging. And I don't know, something's going on with it's like there's a tilt going on in my studio. Everything is tilted like this, and my computer is just at a weird angle. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the whole ground is shifting, or maybe I'm just really paranoid. So I wanted to bring you all this. And I'm sure other people have covered this. UN emissions report. World on course for more than 3 degree spike, even if climate commitments are met. Uh-oh. I believe this is the UN report that everybody was talking about the other day. I'm just going to kind of go through this, but that's the headline itself kind of sums up a lot of bad news. Because if we are on course for more than 3 degrees, even if, and I'm sure they're saying 2100 or whatever, even if climate commitments are met. So even if we do the things that supposedly we are supposedly supposed to be doing, 3 degrees is not survivable. Even though people keep talking, scientists keep talking, as if we're just gonna be all right. And maybe they're relying on technology or even more human advancement to survive 3 degrees, but we're already experiencing crop losses right now. We're already experiencing major extreme weather events. Some areas of the globe are getting hit constantly by extreme weather events. I can think of Southeast Asia, Japan, China, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh. All of those places seem to be hit constantly by storms and flooding. Australia seems to be getting it quite badly as well. If it's not bushfires or droughts, then it's flooding and other extreme weather events. So yeah, I don't know. We're at, I guess, 1.5. So we're talking about doubling what the global temperature is now, and everything's going to be okay. I don't know. It's very, very odd to me. This is from November 26, 2019, from UN News. So the little takeout here, even if countries meet commitments made under the 2015 Paris Agreement, the world is heading for a 3.2 degrees Celsius global temperature rise over pre-industrial levels, leading to even wider ranging and more destructive climate impacts, warns a report from the UN Environment Program released on Tuesday. Some people think that at 4 degrees Celsius, we're done, we're extinct. And some might even say at 3 degrees Celsius, we are done, we are extinct. So this is basically saying, that's it. It's lights out, guys, unless we do something pretty major. The annual emissions gap report, which compares where greenhouse gas emissions are heading versus where they need to be, shows that emissions need to fall by 7.6% each year over the next decade. So we need to reverse course. They're going up about 2 or 3% each year, and we need to reverse course by double or triple what we're doing right now in the acceleration mode. If the world is to get back on track towards the goal of limiting temperature rise to close to 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is also ridiculous because, that's working on the consensus that we're at 1 or 1.1 as a carbon equivalent, and with with global temperatures rising so predominantly in the Arctic and other places, many think that we're already at 1.5. We're on perilous ground. We are on track for a temperature rise of over 3°C. This would bring mass extinctions, and large parts of the planet would be uninhabitable. Well, at least they are realistic about that. We need to supercharge our climate action ambition now, N-O-W, now, capital, now, to close the emissions gap. This is, I guess, from a tweet. If the world warms by more than 1.5 degrees, we will see more frequent and intense climate impacts, and as the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has demonstrated in several hard-hitting reports, such as the heat waves and storms witnessed in recent years. So already, events already happening. Our collective failure to act early and hard on climate change means we now must deliver deep cuts to our emissions, said Inger Anderson, UNEP's executive director. In December 2020, countries are expected to significantly step up their climate commitments at the UN Climate Conference, COP26, due to be held in Glasgow. Well, thank God they're going to do something next year. However, the urgency of the situation means, said Ms. Anderson, that they cannot wait another year. They, and every city, region, business, and individual, need to act now. We need quick wins to reduce emissions as much as possible in 2020. So it seems to me that the things, that the scientists keep saying we need to be doing are the things that entities such as Extinction Rebellion or people such as Greta Thunberg are doing, or, they're out there vocalizing stridently, adamantly, that we do something right now, and everybody has nothing but scorn or derision for Extinction Rebellion or Greta Thunberg, or everybody's like, yeah, they don't mean what they say, or they're spitting into the wind. They're just, they're ridiculous, they're crazy, they're lunatics, but they're basically putting the action that these scientists are saying that we need to take, they're putting that on the ground. They're, Extinction Rebellion is in the middle of a hunger strike right now, which I will read some about. Probably not in this video, but probably in the next video. Developed countries, the biggest emitters, must take the lead. Let's go back. We need quick wins to reduce emissions as much as possible in 2020, then stronger nationally determined contributions to kickstart the major transformations of economies and societies. We need to catch up on the years in which we procrastinated. If we don't do this, the 1.5C goal will be out of reach before 2030, or maybe, more realistically would be saying that the 2C goal might be out of reach. I don't know. Who knows? 2030, we really, when you look at people talking about doing something really drastic, they're talking about net zero by 2025. We read something about that the other day. How unrealistic that is. Not saying that we cannot try to do it, not saying that we should not try to do it, not saying that that shouldn't be a goal, but unrealistic in the way that humans tend to respond to this problem, because we still have a president who thinks he's smarter than climate change, or too smart to believe in climate change, et cetera, et cetera. Developed countries, the biggest emitters, must take the lead. Yeah. Solutions exist. The study points out that it is possible to reach the 1.5 degree goal by 2030. I don't know. They're not. Right now, they're living in complete fantasy land. This here paragraph. Technology exists, and there is increased understanding of the additional benefits of climate actions. In terms of health and the economy, many governments, cities, businesses, and investors are engaged in ambitious initiatives to lower emissions. How ambitious are they really? Developing countries, which suffer disproportionately from climate change, can learn from successful efforts in developed countries, or maybe the other way around. I think a lot of undeveloped countries are doing or developing countries are doing quite a bit to change over their energy grids and what they're doing on the ground to fight this. Just finishing up, because of climate procrastination, which we have essentially had during these past 10 years, or 20, or 30, or 40, or 50, or 60, or 70, we are looking at a 7.6% reduction every year in emissions. Well, let's get going, shall we? Is that possible? Absolutely. Will it take political will? Yes. Will it? We need to have the private sector lean in? Yes, but science tells us that we can do this. Well, what we need to do is shut it down, shut things down. Whether it's shutting streets down or cities down, or government bodies down, government buildings, corporations need to be shut down. The fossil fuel industry needs to be shut down, nationalized and shut down. We need to do a lot of shutting down real quick. Because the gap, there's an emissions gap, but there's another gap, and the gap is we can do this, or we're really taking, action over here, and there's, we know already that action is nowhere near close to enough. And then there's people like Extinction Rebellion and Greta Thunberg and even people like AOC or Bernie Sanders, even though they're talking about Green New Deals, they're over here saying, you guys are nowhere close. Oh, yeah, we're really trying. No, you're really not. There's a gap, a huge gap. And that's the gap we need to close, like the gap between, reality and lip service, or reality or what we think we could possibly. So, yep. That's it. That's that. I don't know, what we're going to do with this information. I'm not really sure, will we do anything with this information? That is up to us, isn't it? Thank you so much for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience. If you would like to support this channel, you can do so at the links below. Until next time, peace.